Hello world, I'm Farsight, and welcome or welcome back to Techtonica. In the time since the last episode, I ran a whole bunch of fuel back to Lima and we made a whole bunch of ingots, and I did some site prep here. I cleaned off some areas, made them nice and flat. A good bit of this I flattened down as far as it would go. There are some places in this game that are protected. You can't actually dig down from here. So I could try, but nothing happens. Right? I opened out the entryway into the battery pack up there. Boom, boom. And took a look at the fact that we had. Oh, I didn't mark it out. Let's put some lights up by the mines. Comes time to do the mining, I'll dig this out a little further so we can fit more miners there eventually. So we've got copper behind us, and this is iron. And I got rid of all of the grass and little plants, and those got sent down below to where they can turn into ingots. I brought our number of research cores up to 50, and they're all placed here, so it's on a 5x5 area. This happens to match all of the vertical pillars of research I've seen in everybody else's videos, which is because there is something in the game called a core composer where you can automate the production of science, send it to the core composer, and it will stack these things up higher and higher and higher and higher. It goes up. It'll go all the way up to the ceiling. So that's what I did. And I brought back a whole bunch of ingots, and I made a whole bunch of things. I'm going to do one more bit of digging here. I am going to take this powered floor, which comes from the battery pack, and I'm going to bring it this way. Notice the little blue thingy. This is it highlights in blue anything that is above or below where we are placing our stuff. And I'm thinking what I really want isn't to bring this across here, because we've got this limestone. I don't know what the limestone looks like under there. What I'll do is I will start from here. I'll bring this out this way. And then when it's convenient, we can jog it over, say about here. And we'll worry about the limestone later. This will also give me a chance to show how I did that terracing, which I really haven't shown you. Oh, I used up all my coolant too. So we do have to let this cool. So let's do that one last angled terrace. But notice how this is nice and smooth, and I missed one here. It's not perfect, but it's better. So if I want this to be a nice slope instead of a vertical wall, what I do is I first dig here. You notice how that goes to either side. And now I'm going to dig one higher. And I don't need to go too far. This will kind of shave the cliff on my left back. I don't want to go too far. Notice this guy's already set. And so we already have the ramp starting here. So I did leave a little bit of site prep so you can see how I do this. as slow as you get towards your end point so you don't overshoot. If you overshoot, you end up either with a little bit of a cliff, which is not too bad but looks ugly, or you end up having to carve it one step further back into the terrain. Either one of which I really like. So this level is the level that matches this terrain here. I am going to continue it on upward a little bit. This will give me a ramp into the limestone. So as long as we've got something higher than us, we're going to keep the ramp going. Because what I want to do, we're only going to keep one of these in the long run. What I want to do is have this mark out the edges of the top flat area. As I extended it out to here, we will fill in part of that. This area gets filled in. Just like this. Just so we don't fall through the hole. We got a nice edge to our top point, which comes out over here. And I'm guessing that that's about where we want to stop. I am going to put another cut in at this level. Now we can erase all of this because we are done with this scaffolding. There's a limited volume you can collect, but this is a lot faster than doing each one individually. There we go. And the bottom floor, we're going to bring this out here. So I think bing here. I probably should have saved my cut guide. Just this, we've got that one square down at the bottom there that we can't put in. Yeah, let's do that. And just for grins, I'm going to send something over there, say these guys, just like this. And let's surround our little research area here. So as this gets taller, until we get a core composer, we're gonna have to work out how to get ourselves up higher. Speaking of getting ourselves up higher, now that I have been faffing around doing almost 10 minutes of site prep after taking all that time to do all the site prep offline. Let's do the next thing, which is craft a hover pack. You don't need to equip the hover pack. It equips automatically as long as it's in your inventory. And that will come up in a moment. So, science. in order to open up any of the stuff above this line, that's where all the interesting stuff is, we are going to need to repair Victor. And for that, I need Kindlevine Stems. And for Kindlevine Stems, I need to do these things.
Hover pack equipped. Jump twice in rapid succession to initiate liftoff.
So here's what the hover pack does. Basically raises you a modest distance above the ground. And if you go out where there's less ground, if the ground is lower, you go lower. You don't go higher until you encounter ground where you actually hit it with your feet. So there we stopped hovering. Our next task is growing and threshing plants. There's actually a really good detailed tutorial on them right there. Let's take a look at this. So step 1, open the tech tree and activate all technologies related to the following steps, building more research cores as needed. That's mainly what I did when I was offline. Craft and place a crank generator on a power floor. Well, I'm going to put more than one. I'm going to put 10 down. For that, I need a whole bunch of these. So I'm going to do 4 wide by very long, just like that. We need to have our crank generators on a function key, F8. And I'm going to put this just right here, so we still got walkway on both sides of it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So each one of these gives us 150 kilowatts. Whoops. There we go. And you have to do each one. I am going to wait on, oh, I messed up on all of these. I need them close together like this. Otherwise, we're just going to run out of space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'll crank those up when we need it. So I've crafted and placed a crank generator on a power floor. That's number 2. Number 3, craft and place a planter on a power floor. I'm going to do this above. So the crank generators are going to be below. And now I'm going to go above. I'm going to start here. And I'm going to extend my floor out. Well, not just to here. I'm going to go 4 further. Easy way to do that. My idea is I'm going to be adding more crank generators, so I'm going to put the top floor overlapping 2 rows of crank generators. Start here. You notice this is giving me a nice blue highlight of the things that are under the area where I'm putting. And we are going to put 525 power floors. Boom. Most of the power floors, well, a good chunk of the power floors we made. And now it says, craft and place a planter on a power floor. Okay. I'm going to put it over here somewhere so we have some space to put the belts around it. Let's do it like there.
You've got the right idea building one of those, Breaker, but don't forget that it needs electricity to run. And that means you need to build it on a power floor that has a working crank generator on it, too. After you put Kindlevine seeds into this planter, your next step is to build a thresher that can turn the Kindlevine it grows into Kindlevine stems. If you're looking for seeds, you probably have some on you already from all that freestyle landscaping you've been doing. I support you in that.
So, one of these, yeah, but notice here on our tasks that are up there, it says build 2 planters and supply 8 seeds. Well, I happen to know that the proper ratio in the beginning is these planters turn out 2 plants per minute. And the thresher can handle 5 plants per minute, or 10 plants per minute. So I am going to put out more of these. Well, eventually. Let's not do it immediately. Let's follow through the tutorial the way it's supposed to go. So, 2 planters and supply 8 Kindlevine seeds total. Just like that. And now we need to turn up the cranks. So, power usage 400 out of 150. We're going to need a few of these turned on. No point in turning on the rest of them. Notice we're charging the accumulators. 100 megajoules will not keep our planters running for very long. So she said the next step was we needed to place threshers to handle this. I'm going to kind of put them out to the side here. We're going to move things manually for a moment until I work out what my actual build looks like. And our task says we need 2 of them. And now we're going to sit and do nothing for the 2 minutes that it takes for it to finish up that stuff. Oh, what I am also going to do is put a couple of boxes out here so that whatever the threshers turn out will be boxed up for me so I can see what it is. We don't know at this point in game, we don't know how fast the growers are, and we don't know how fast the threshers are. All we know is the growers said it was 120 seconds before it put stuff out. Ding. Almost done. Coffee. You guys can drink all the tea you want. I'm on coffee. That's who I am. I turn coffee into snark and ideas. And if I can't do something with my ideas, I just get snarkier and snarkier. So how are we doing here? 1 second. There, we're all done. Oh, come on. Well, I'm just having a hard time at this. I wanted to get to where I had nothing in my hand. So these are ready to harvest. And I control-clicked on one of them and it harvested all of them. So I don't actually know what it gave me, although I do know what it gave me. It gave me 4 Kindlevine. I think what I'm going to do to verify that is put a box out here and put that inserter there. We're going to verify it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And now he's ready for more. So, 2 minutes to turn out 4. So that's 2 per minute. Now we go over to here, and I'm going to split my Kindlevine in half. We're going to put 4 in here and 4 in here. That should be enough for us to look at that and see. Okay,
well done, Breaker.
It's 10 per minute.
Your first Kindlevine stem just got threshed, and you're on your way to repairing PT Victor. You've got the fundamentals now, so I'm going to start letting you learn from your mistakes instead of buzzing in your ear about them. One last thought. Those stems you're making are more than good for PT Victor. They're also a better fuel than plant matter will ever be. Pop a few into your drills and smelters, and you'll see what I mean. Good luck.
Thank you,
Threshing
Sparks.
initiated. Be advised that all generated outputs must be relieved for production without disruption. Filter inserter recommended.
Right. A thresher can make 2 products out of 1 material, so make sure you have inserters pulling out both, even if you only need 1 of them right now. The machine can get backed up if you don't.
Are we done? Hard part of doing a voiceover while you're playing this game is knowing when the NPCs jump in and start talking. So, as I was saying, the threshers can handle 10 Kindlevine per minute, and our growers are turning out 2 each, so it's going to be 5 growers per thresher. And the output of the thresher is 10 seeds per minute, which is perfectly what the growers need. So 1 of these for 5 of these. We can pull these up. The other thing is that these guys pull 4 seeds and they work for 2 minutes and they put 4 things on the output. So what I want for our inputs, this is actually something Ragarath showed in his videos. If you do this, this first guy, when he's full of seeds, the inserter can have a seed in it, and this belt can have 3 more seeds, and any other seeds that come down the belt will get passed along. So this is actually a neat way to assure that there's always 4 seeds available to him when he needs them. We need 5 of these. Let's give each of these a little bit of room. Like that. What else do I want to do here? Well, we need to have a thresher that produces seeds. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tuck this guy in really close, just like that. What do I want to? Now, if I tuck it in really close, it's going to be harder to bring things out. If I do this, I'm actually leaning to this. Here's why. Oops. Need a filter inserter here. So we only want seeds. This guy turns out seeds and twigs. We just want the seeds out here. Okay. So he will have places to put things, generally. And of the first 8 seeds he outputs, the first 4 are going to be stacked up here onward. Now for the input, well, the outputs of these guys, they're going to be turning out the Kindlevine itself. Like that. Now this side, I could bring it down here, then I'd have to bump it out to get it to hit the thresher, or I'd have to bring it around to the front like this. That might not actually be bad. No, I think I'm going to take it one further out. And he's going to stop right here. So is there a justification I can make for this other than I like nice, minimize the number of 90-degree turns in a belt kind of stuff? The justification I could do is if this gets backed up, okay, this planter still has 3 places for seeds here plus 1 seed in here, which means this guy can output. And the only time this would get really clogged is if it was backed up for longer than the 2-minute cycle time. And we all know this guy is going to handle all of the plants from all 5 of these within the 2 minutes. So I believe that no matter what happens, this will be able to output. I think in a truly bad situation where, for instance, we lose power for an extended period of time, and losing power means that not only we don't thresh, we don't grow, but it would mean that everything that was on this belt would then stack up here. No, even then, I think this is safe. And if it's not, it would require so many things on this output that maybe we don't want to be growing anymore. Maybe when things back up like that, we stop growing. Huh. Oh, that would happen if the thresher could not output its output. So this guy outputs the Kindlevine stems. Now, This guy's going to be putting out 30 per minute, and this guy does 30 per minute. I don't like the idea of running things at capacity. So I will put 2 of these outputting stems, one of these outputting seeds. For the moment, I'm going to output it into a box. Eventually, it will be a belt that comes up and goes across. Because that's going to have to go into another production line, or maybe it will go up and around and back down here. It depends on how the next thing we do with these stems, how that shakes out. Let's be really forethinking. Did you see these little hutches? We can feed Kindlevine stems directly into Victor. Just like that. So, as we create the stems, we're going to be growing these. It will thresh, it will output the stems, and they will be automatically inserted into Victor. So I am going to drop my bars in. I'm going to keep these 24 Kindlevine stems we had originally, which I'm going to do something else with. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but they're mine. I'm keeping them. Let's give this thing some power. We're going to need 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, probably 1,200 kilowatts. $750, 9, 1050, 12. Let's do the whole set. Oh, and the one thing I forgot is I need to put seeds in. So temporarily, we're going to bring this across like that. And I am going to set up a box like this. We have some of these red fast inserters. I want to dump the seeds out onto the belt as fast as I can. Just like that. We need 40 of them. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to do is if we get over full, I don't want them stacking up down here. I do want seeds to do an overflow thing. I am going to turn this back around and merge it in there. So if a seed comes in here and all of these guys are full, or it's not full but it's headed this way, we'll cycle it back around so it'll have another chance at being given to someone. 40 seeds we want. 60, 29, 15, we need 40, hold on. 30, we need to get one of these down to 10, 7, we need 3 more, there's 3. So 40 seeds. So 40 seeds puts 4 seeds in each one of these, plus 4 seeds in its little input area. Now I'm interested in seeing, because these splitters go 1/3 each direction, I'm interested, we do occasionally get seeds that recycle, so that's good. So the seeds that are recycling are seeds that probably should be going to the last machine. Maybe having the seed recycling like that is a bad thing? Yeah, I will take that down. That was something I just thought of, and it's not what I want to do. So we have dumped all of our seeds out, and everybody has their 4 seeds ready to go. Now I can remove this thing I was using to inject seeds into the system. Now, it's possible in the future that we might end up with some seeds backing up here. And if that happens, then I will put the seed recycling back in, or maybe I'll add more seeds to the system. I don't know which. The other way to do this is to actually do a perfect splitter. So from the output of here, we would split 2 ways, and then we'd split 3 ways, giving us 6, and then one of those 6 we would go back to merging with our original input, giving us a 1-to-5 splitter. And at that point, long term, we would only need 21 seeds. I think. Depends on how fast. Let's see. The seed comes. If everybody was producing their seeds, if the outputs came precisely at the right time, then a seed would come out. Okay, so we've got 40 per minute, 20 per minute, so every 3 seconds. So seed comes out every 3 seconds and goes to the thresher, and it produces a seed every 3 seconds, which has to then get filtered out. So it'd be 20 plus enough to keep this pipeline full with 3 seconds between inputs. Oh, and notice here we didn't back this guy up, so he actually picked up all 3 of his inputs in very close order. Now I think that in steady state we're producing the seeds slowly enough that we will not back up to here. That's my bet. Let's just watch this. Well, so far so good. Our downstream has started to collect the occasional seed, and the upstreams are filling up nicely. As long as the upstreams get full, well, that would be correct, because we need to send 4 that way and 4 that way before we send 8 that way. Okay, that works. It's too bad we can't control these splitters more precisely. For this layout, I would set it up to do a priority splitter, so if he could send one this way, he would, and this guy would be priority 1, priority 2, priority 3, and priority 1, priority 2. So by prioritizing it, that turns that into a manifold. Where these long, we don't want any seeds to be parked on this horizontal part. So the manifold thing would prevent us from doing that. But so far it's looking good. We go down here, we notice that our inserters are picking up the Kindlevine. It's being produced. Oh, you're out of power. So we need to go hit the cranks. Did that music change just as I hit the first crank? I don't know, are they doing reactive music? Huh. So if we go over here and check Victor, see he's gotten 84 of his stems already. So that's quick. Once we've automated this, it's actually very quick to fill Victor up. So I like automating things as much as possible. The alternative is we put it all in boxes, and then I hang out and wait for the box to be full, and then I hand carry it. Well, let's not hand carry it if we don't have to, okay? So we now notice that these inserters have stems ready to go, and it's not inserting them. So now we can pull this line up, because now Victor doesn't need any more stems. And I need to put my boxes back on my hotbar because I fumbled that. There we go. And I'm going to drop all my Kindlevine stems back in that box. And it is now time for us to upgrade Victor. Also time for me to call this a episode. And this is in. We're ready to go. So at the start of the next episode, I will hit the repair terminal button and we will move onward with the next thing. I will see you then.